Welcome to my world. Open your mind, but for a minute. Let that spirit pour into a thirst for a better you. Hello, you are listening to Consider If You Will, where humanity is distilled into prose of brevity. This is your host, SMeche, the maestro of wit, bringing you original wisdom for motivation, inspiration, and your most humble consideration. Join me for a toast. Raise your glass and let us consider the meaning behind today's words. Ironically, a real appreciation for life comes as a consequence of death. Salute. The cycle of life is filled with day-to-day needs and desires that rarely allows one opportunity for all it has to offer. From the basics of providing food and shelter to higher learning, raising of children, and care of family and friends, the finite measure of time seems to fly by as if it were not at all constant. We convince ourselves we are happy and living a meaningful life in the good moments, and for the most part, it is so, regardless of the distractions we regularly overcome. Then, as if all of a sudden, time seems to come to a screeching halt, raising questions of all that was once held dear. The permanence of a life taken from a family, friend, or colleague is news that forces all to reevaluate their very own. While no loss of life is ever easy, there is an unspoken expectancy of its arrival amongst our elderly and critically ill that generally allows time for coming to terms with its inevitability. The news of an abrupt death of another in our circle, however, can shock one's existence, leaving emotions unprepared to deal with its reality. From not spending enough precious time, leaving things left unsaid, questions never asked or answered, and failing to show or verbalize one's love, are all things that death allows to expire undone. Death, you see, while not absolute, not only brings pain and sorrow, but reflection into the precious realization that while time itself cannot be slowed, it can be refocused on a more meaningful existence. Has the pain of death altered your life for the better? Have you learned to appreciate things that were previously taken a bit for granted as a result? If loss has not impacted your life, perhaps I can suggest considering how that might change should death occur from one close to you. For those who have experienced this in the past, perhaps it's time to revisit the resolve to change pledged to yourself during that occasion. Let not death be your awakening to appreciate the life you have. Let us toast once more. Raise your glass, and this time, imagine how it will impact your day. Consider if you will. Ironically, a real appreciation for life comes as a consequence of death. Salute. Remember, a better world starts with your selfless service to mankind. This is SMeche saying, I'm excited for the blessings of every tomorrow. Are you? We've covered a lot of ground here at Consider If You Will, so for our next episode, it's time to exhale. Thank you for listening. For free inspiration, please subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends. Visit us at considerifyouwill.com. Let's continue the conversation. Send me an email. I would love to hear from you.